guys, how are you? Welcome to today's video. So today I have something very fun. So you know me, and you know that when I see something that I find interesting, I pretty much go for it. And in this case, I have been seeing some artists using MEEDEN, I think MEDEEN, MEDEEN. I think I'm going to say MEDEEN or MEDEEN. I think MEDEEN sounds right. So I've seen some artists use this brand, and it has a lot of stuff. So this is a brand that has watercolors, gouache, oil painting, even airbrush, and they have sets. So it's a very, very complete brand of art supplies, and their packaging is super, super cool. It's all sort of type of color blocking and with the primary colors. So very, very nice. And just the packaging itself, it's very appealing to me, very, very yummy. My partner, when saw this, was like, oh, I like the packaging. So, and he's a hard man to please. So he's a very picky man when it comes with his packaging. So I reached out to MEEDEN, and of course, this is not sponsored. So they sent me 3 products for me to try out. So this is their watercolor paper pad, hot press, 100% cotton. And it comes with the thing where it's glued on the sides, which I really like because I tend to just like use loose sheets and then they get all buckled. So I do appreciate this type of mechanism. And the paper, I can remove this page. So this was a protective page that I had not removed yet. The paper is hot press, so it looks very nice and soft. I find that with 100% cotton paper, I do prefer hot press just because it's not as much as painting on a rag, at least for me. So this is their paper. Quite curious to try that out. And then they basically asked me what I wanted to try out. So I'm also curious with their gouache. So hopefully I'm able to try that once someday. And I really like porcelain palettes as well. So I showed interest in this. This is a porcelain paint palette, and they have a lot of porcelain paint palettes with several sizes. And this one is 18 wells in one mixing area, hand glazed, stain resistant, eco-friendly ceramic material, easy to clean, perfect for mixing inks, watercolors, and other water-based mediums. MEEDEN is for art. So they have ginormous ones, which even though they do sound very appealing, they're probably bigger than my working surface. I have very limited space. So it comes packaged with some styrofoam to keep it nice and protected, which is nice because the first time I ordered a porcelain paint palette online, it came cracked. Okay. Very, very nice. Oh, actually, I mean, if I wanted to, I can kind of use these as wells as well. Very shallow wells, but I could use that. And so the palette is like this. It has a little bit of styrofoam everywhere. Probably give it a little clean before I use it. And so, as mentioned, 18 wells with a decent size depth, so it's slanted. And the mixing area, which is absolutely perfect. It's a very nice size. Again, I don't have a lot of workspace areas, so this just goes on a corner. I actually see myself using this possibly more with gouache, maybe, because the palettes that I do have, most of them have mixing areas for watercolors, but the one that I currently have for my gouache does not have mixing areas. But I am extremely curious to try it out. I mean, it's a paint porcelain palette. These are just so nice to have, and I just really appreciate it. And I think this might be just for stability, so it does not slide around. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, but if you wanted to, you could use this as a palette as well. And then we have their watercolor paint set with 48 colors. So this is non-toxic, premium, vibrant colors for beginning artists. It's foldable and portable. And it also comes with a few extra goodies. So it comes with a paint brush, a sketching pencil, an art sponge, which I never actually used, but I'll give it a go. An eraser, built-in palette, and a swatch sheet, which again, I appreciate. So the 48 colors consist of 38 regular colors, 3 metallic colors, 3 macaron colors, which I assume would be pastels or with addition of white, and fluorescent colors, which it's always a bit of a gamble, so to speak. We have here the names of the colors, and then, I mean, this of course it's printed out, so it won't be a very accurate representation of the colors. So this is just sort of to let us know what we have, and we have a nice range from yellow to orange. Then we do have burnt sienna, orange, orange red, vermilion, then 2 metallics, a Barbie pink, magenta, plum, goes to blues, quite a lot of greens, but I mean, that's the normal. Then we have fluor yellow. So the fluor ones, it's probably the fluorescent. But yeah, I just really like the packaging. It being so soft. I don't know, I just really, really like it. Okay. Ooh. So, let me get the watercolor palette out of here so I don't crack it. Okay. This is the set. This is plastic, which, I mean, it's good since it's such a hefty set. If this was any other material, this would be so heavy. And this is already quite heavy. I would assume this would be like, I don't know, 400 grams. I might actually get my scale and just check it out, just for curiosity. But it has this ripple effect that mimics the box, which is really, really cute. And it says MEEDEN here. Back is completely flat. It shakes. And this is how it opens on this little thingy. Okay. Oh, it shakes, but it's all very well contained. Oh. Ooh, okay. All right, so there's a little fluffies here. Oh, I see. So this comes in little quadrants. And okay, so they are there. So this little thingies, so you can actually kind of create your tiny mini palettes if you want. Pop it open. Oh yeah, so you just pop it like that. So if you want, you could just like get a little 6 Theo, I was going to say 3-0, but, and just take this with you on a little 10, which is actually very cool. And you can switch around the order of these, which is nice, but I think I do actually like them. How easy is it for you to pop off? Okay, easy enough. I do think I like how they are spaced out. The only thing I would change is not to have the white in this little corner. I like having the white near lighter colors, and it's right between brown and green. But that's just something. So this is the art sponge. I think this would be an equivalent to a napkin, which I can see. A little eraser. Seems good enough. Then we have a brush. I assume it's a synthetic brush. It has a nice bristle. It's very hard. The point is very, very lacquered. And it says MEEDEN right here. So I'm going to try that out. I would say it's around an 8, I think. Then we have a little sketching pencil, which probably an HB or H. Very nice. The pans are very, very dry. So I think I do want to see how they reactivate just with water and not a lot of incentive, so to speak, but I probably, when I will be using them, I think I see myself spritzing them beforehand. So that usually just helps out these types of paint palettes a lot. So talking quickly before to these extra colors. So these are the metallics. Let me try and pop you open. Okay, got the metallics, which seem to be old gold, bronze, light gold, pink, white, and black, which is very nice. They look very shiny. And then the macaroons and fluorescent. So fluorescent, these 3, I think. I mean, I hope. And then macaroons. And again, I do like these little dividers. It's very cool mechanism. So on the palette as well, you have a palette. So this is the swatch sheet provided. Oh, so this is a little plasticky thing, so it fits right on top of the colors, and it's with their disposition. So yeah, I will probably not change them, just so this stays accurate. Oh, nice. And it comes with a swatch sheet already done. Thank God. I don't have to do one. It's such a simple thing, but it helps out so much when it comes to reviewing and just like trying out supplies, because it's a pain to do a new one. And this fits already on the box perfectly. So I mean, it's a nice touch and I very much appreciate it. I think the next step is just to try these out, see how they reactivate with water, and then I want to spritz them because they will probably be thirsty little thingies. I already have water, hehe. Don't think I'm gonna need the mixing palette for now. And might as well just try out the brush here, see how it behaves. So put it in water. That undid the seal very easily. Let's start with the lemon yellow. Oh, it actually reactivates beautifully. I was mistaken. I thought they were going to be hard to reactivate. I was so mistaken. That is actually pretty nice. I think I'm gonna go a little bit over the boxes, the lines, just so I can see if the watercolor is overly transparent or not. That's permanent yellow. Oh, again, they reactivate nice. Okay, color me impressed. I'm used to these types of pens being so thirsty. I was not expecting them to be not thirsty. I mean, they are, like, they take up the water very nice, but it's not like you have to be digging for them to work. So yellow orange, yeah, wow. I'm actually very impressed. The colors seem very vibrant and nice, which is what we like to see. So this is light Tangelo. This one probably has a little bit of white in it. Oh, this palette does not have any information on the pigments. So, I mean, it's not a sort of high-end type of palette. This is a friendly beginner palette. So I understand why it does not have the pigments. It's just something that you grow accustomed, especially with tubed watercolor. I don't think there are a lot of how do you say that? A lot of panned palettes that do, ooh, I like the burnt sienna, that have the pigment information. I might be wrong, so please do correct me if I am. I'm gonna leave this row to the last so I don't have any sparkles in my water and just like completely ruin it. Okay, so on the second row we go to orange. Okay, but yeah, very, very nice. But again, as I was saying, I might be incorrect. If I think there are, let me know, because again, I might not just be remembering, but I think, at least for like, if you don't count like super big name artist brands, again, not to saying that this is not a good brand, but it's like beginner friendly as well. I'm talking about like the more artist turn based watercolors. I think it's usual for the pans to not have any pigment information, because most of the times when you begin, you don't really care. And even myself, like, I've used watercolor for, my phone ran out of memory, so we're just gonna have to deal with this angle here, sorry. I've used watercolor since a kid, and like, again, more professionally as an adult. And even then, I'm not the pickiest with pigments. It's interesting to see which pigments are available and everything else. And it's good to know if a paint has a lot of pigments, mostly because it's good to know if it's mixable, so to speak, with any other paint. Why am I saying ink? With another paint, to see if it will become muddy or not. In this sense, I don't know if these would become muddy or not, especially because they do seem, I mean, I am going hard with them. Again, if you water them down, that probably would change. But they do seem quite thick. So I am curious to see. Ooh. Okay, they were right on the nose with this name. This is Barbie pink, and they were correct. It's indeed a very Barbie pink. This is cerise pink. I'm still very surprised that these ruette so nicely. The metallics might need some help, because even like my kuretake, I think that's the one. Ooh. My kuretake, like Gansai Tambi paints that are metallic need a little bit of help. Ooh, I do like their purples. I need to hurry up because I'm losing sunlight. These two blues in the beginning seem quite a bit similar, but now that they're drying a little bit, I do see the difference. So I'm quite good, because that's something I just really find a shame once some colors are just so similar that could be just like replaced by another one. I don't like this color. But the greens are like that for me. I think I might like this one, apple green. Yeah, this one I like. I don't know why, I don't like the bluey tone. Bluey greens. The yellowy ones, yes. I might actually even like the grass green, maybe. Let's see. You're on the edge. You're on the edge of the line here. On the edge of glory. Okay, jade. Yeah, this is where we go into territory where I'm like, nah. But again, these are super helpful colors to have though, so Olive, I might like this one. Ooh, this one I actually will use, because the way that I like to shade green is like getting yellow and black together. That basically creates this green. Oh, ooh, it's going. So yeah, they do like to travel. I will confirm that, but I think I have suspicions already that they do like to travel, and they travel very beautifully from what I can see. Curious to see how they dry. Black, green. Ooh. Okay, this actually has very interesting greens for me. Like, these three are something that I see myself using very much. So I'm actually quite pleased. Let's see the white. White is a white. Oh, I should be using the sponge, because I'm using my little napkin here. So wait, and I'm using the sponge. Brown, no, ochre actually. It's a nice ochre color. That makes a squeaky noise. This is dark ochre. Very vibrant. Curious to see how they lift and everything else. I don't use lifting that much in my work. Oh, this is a very gray. It's odd to see a gray in a watercolor set, because for me, to get gray, you just dilute black. So it's interesting to see. But again, we have fluorescents, we have metallics. This seems like a palette, so you can just have fun and play. And to be honest, I do want to see if you can actually like go really thick on these and maybe use these as gouache, because maybe the Gray I don't see myself using. I think I've never really used gray on anything. Just not a color for me. Gonna try the fluorescence again because I want to have glitter on my palette water. So we have this would be bisque, no, light green. Light green. Ooh, I actually like it. I might actually use this one. Baby blue, which is an adorable periwinkly blue. And it kind of seems a bit more transparent. Oh no. Don't you dare. Then... Ooh, I went to the fluorescent ones by mistake. Oh my god. That is like a highlighter just became liquid. How do they do that? I think I might go research after this. Okay, bisque is like a peachy sort of deal. How do they actually do like, probably fluorescent pigments, but that just looks like a highlighter. That is straight up a highlighter came to life. I actually just bought the other day a liquid acrylic ink by Liquitex, I think. That's like fluorescent pink because I wanted to try out something with it, but I could actually just use this. This is insane how fluorescent these are. What? I'm actually very surprised. I've tried some fluorescent watercolors ages ago, but they were nothing like this. Okay, now the true test. Metallics. Yeah, metallics gonna need a little bit of help, so I'm gonna drop some water beforehand. Gonna leave it soak. Metallics always take a little bit of help. That's just how it is. And that's okay. We all need a little bit of help sometime. With a little bit of water, it's already much more malleable. So this is metallic sunlight gold. Not super thick yet, but again, with the water, it will become more malleable. This is light yellow, metallic light yellow, which is indeed... Again, I am curious to see if this is then layerable, because a way that I do like using metallics, well, I did like using metallics when I used a lot more watercolor, is like finishing touches on pieces rather than a full accent color. I just like using it as a little finishes, so it's gonna be interesting to see if I'm able to use it that way, like layer it on top of other watercolors. But as thick as these are being, I think so. So this one was bronze. This is metallic powder pink, which is very, very subtle. And then the silver gray. Curious about that. Alright. Like a... Ooh, oh boy. I just went. Okay, they do like to flow. Okay, so that is our swatches done. Gonna see how these dry, if they become less saturated, because so far they are very, very saturated, very in your face, which I love. And I'm still incredibly surprised with the fluorescent. What the heck is that? How are you like that? So yeah, the brush worked fine. I'm gonna let this dry and I'll show you when it's done. We have a lot to talk about what I just been trying out. I've been playing with these watercolors, and to be fully honest, I am so surprised by them, because like this is an affordable set. I looked at the price, and this is this set right here. Let me get it. This set right here, which is 48 colors, it's less than 30 euros. So it's 28.95 on their website. And like for a beginner, okay, not a super beginner, but a more advanced beginner, I think that's pretty good. Like, I really like the range of colors. I did the swatch sheet here, and yeah, I find that they have very vibrant and punchy colors. I don't know a lot about their light fastness because they don't have pigment information. That's why I say this is for beginners, but it's very interesting. It has a few neon colors if you want to play around in your sketchbook, just why not? I did not use the metallics. I just was not in the mood, but they are very nice. The gray spilled a little bit onto the white, but you can still see it. So yeah, the watercolors themselves, they wet very nicely on the pan. What did happen was that some of them cracked after I used them, but it's not really a big deal. I guess it's just something I noticed a lot. For example, the Barbie pink cracked a lot, but nothing fell off. This one seems a bit worse for wear because I used it a lot on the drawing that I did. So I did two drawings, mostly to try out how the palette worked and how the porcelain palette worked. I wanted to try both just to see. As expected, the porcelain palette was lovely. I adored working with it. I love it. So you can see as well how this re-wets in the palette. They do here re-wets very nicely. That is a great consistency to begin. And then here as well on the plastic palette as well, which I thought was pretty handy. It's quite big. I believe the bigger set they have, the 96 colors, this portion is removable or you can change sides, something like that. But yeah, also re-wets very nicely. No weird beading, no weird anything. This watercolors behaved honestly beautifully, and I cannot wait to use them more. I had so much fun. So the first drawing I did was this. I'll put some progress right here. This was did near Valentine's, so hence the small inspiration here. Paper was super nice. I really like the texture. It's not too much. Of course, this is a hot press, so it would not have a lot, but some are too smooth. This one is just right in the middle. I think for after so many years of watercolor, I think my preferred one is now hot press. I used to love cold press, but cold press and cotton, it's too much texture for me. So I tend towards now to the cold press realm. So yeah, I will definitely be using more of this paper. I really liked it. And then on my sketchbook, I did this one. So this one, in my head, I wanted to use more the whole range of colors, which I kind of didn't. I mostly used pinks and blues, and this one I only used blues. That's what I like to do. I still want to explore more the other colors. I don't see myself using a couple. For example, the gray, I just don't see myself using gray like that. Even the greens, I'm not offended by most of the greens. I really like black green. It's a really nice color and I like it. The pastels nor the fluorescents I used, but could be fun just to play around on a sketchbook. But yeah, I think the only color I do see myself not using at all, it's the gray. The other ones are very much usable in a very nice range. This spilled here, but these are two very different colors, but I do love them. And I like their darks. They have very nice darks, like the blue violet, the blue green, and the black green are a nice dark without being a black. I just really enjoyed that. It was super nice. And so yeah, this drawing here's some of the process. And I don't think it's fully finished yet. I might still come back and play with it do some metallics on the waves or maybe some white paint. This is purely watercolor, no paint pens at all, which I usually do in sketchbook. I think I did on the last one I did here. Let me see. No, actually I didn't. Okay, so yeah, I haven't used any white pens yet, but I might just do define some things. But for now, I really enjoyed this drawing. It was so fun and so relaxing. Using watercolors for these last few reviews just gave me such a kick. I missed watercolors so much, and these are very different from the other ones I reviewed before. They're very totally different worlds. However, this one for a beginner, it's so good because it's an affordable price for so many pens. So you don't feel bad for playing around and just digging in and just using the pigment. That's great for a beginner palette. That's just something you're not afraid of using and just playing and just having fun. Something I still really enjoy, it's their like compactability, compactness. This is something I really enjoy in this palette. If I just want to go out and take a little trio inside a little tray, I can do this, and you can change which ones are here. So I just really like this. It's such a small detail, but it makes it so you can actually take this anywhere. Even though the palette itself, it's not the most portable palette of the world because it is quite chunky, like it's a big one. But I mean, if I really wanted, I could take it. This was my review for the 48 watercolor set from MEEDEN, their paper and their porcelain plate, which were very nice. I honestly have nothing bad to say. I had a lovely experience, even with MEEDEN themselves. They were super lovely. I really like their watercolors. I see myself using them in the future, and I will because I had so much fun and I want to explore more color palettes and more just their darkest. I just really want to explore their dark colors. They're so nice. I will have an affiliate code that you can use. I don't have it at the moment, but I will leave that information in the pinned comment so you can try it for yourselves if you want to explore the MEEDEN. They have lots of mediums, and that way you can also help me in my creative journey. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was entertaining and that you liked the drawings. I had a blast filming this. I've been filming this video for so long. It's been taking me so long to finish this video, but MEEDEN has been super understanding with that, so thank you. Thank you again, MEEDEN, for supplying these supplies so I can try them out and play with it. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what you thought of the video, what you thought of the products. Have you tried MEEDEN? Have you not? Would you get this set? Let me know whatever goes in your head while you watch this video. And please leave a like and subscribe if you like this video. If you made it this far, you are a star, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!